Well, it's time to put it in. I thought I would record this live. I know it's been a long time coming, so let me get some things set up here. One of the things that has to be put on is this belt, and it has a bunch of gaskets, so I guess I can bolt it down later, but I do have to put that on, so let me do that. There's a lot of gaskets that you're supposed to actually shim this with, so yeah, this thing, let's see if it'll slide over this. What you should do is put a little bit of oil on that, so make it slide on there a little bit easier. I gotta get rid of these gloves, get some rubber gloves on, and yeah, slide that on, and then I'll push that way back, and then when we put the transmission on, because the front, I don't know what you call it, is that universal? I guess it's different. It's not set up to bolt on. You have to take it off with a couple clips, but I've got it installed. So what I want to do is put that on and then slide it onto the drive shaft. So we get a little bit of oil. I'm going to put on this outside of this drive shaft here to kind of give this a little bit of lube to slide on. And then we'll take and put that dropper in there. So let's see, you go back here. Yep. There we go. Now the front of that drive shaft just sticking out enough to catch it, and then these have to go on here. I don't know how many shims I'm going to need. That's kind of the kicker. It's like everything's got to go together at once, and I don't know how many of these I'm going to need. It's a guessing match, but anyway, let me there's oil off my hand, and we will progress with putting that engine inside the frame. And I have to go a little bit higher. Yeah, I was going to wait until tomorrow to do this, but everything goes right. It should be okay. So we'll see. What is the front? Well, it's going to be tricky because I've got to lower that and slide that drive shaft on that. So let's lower it down a little bit and see what I can do. That's as far back as I can go. So my lift is touching the front of the frame there. But that's about as far as I have to go, really. So, you know, as I come down, I've got to pull it out. So, I'm going to have to pull it out far enough so that I can slide that universal in there. So that's what I do. The steering wheel is in my way, so it is coming off. It's going to have to come up a little bit, sitting on the frame. The bell housing is. So let me just bring it up a little bit. There we go. Now see, I can slide that on there like that, and then you can drop it I'm just going to set it in place because there's a rear mount that has to go on the transmission. So let me see what I can do. I have an engine mount right here. It goes on the frame, and then in the back, I don't have it there. I've got it on the bench. That it's a mount that goes in the bottom of the transmission. But again, you've got to get that bell deal up over that universal, and with the plate and shims and all that. They said it's one of those deals where you got to get about 4 or 5 things go together at once. They didn't make these easy like they do the stuff today, but looking at the holes on the front engine mount, oh yeah, just can't lift that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is try to get these front bolts in place so that I can locate that front engine mount. Slip forward. Now, this is tricky. You're doing it all by yourself. A lot of things got to come into play here. That's why I thought I would show everybody. There's something that's hanging up somewhere. those deals where I got this truck on casters. You push on the truck and it moves too. So, let me see if I can get her down a little bit. Yeah, for some reason it's about half an inch too far forward. See the problem? I see the problem. Clutch lever's got to go on this side of the steering shaft. That's why it's leaning over to the side. Those of you who put one of these in before are probably yelling at me, telling me the situation there. Let's see if I can slide over. I don't want that to fall out of the transmission. Well, that does not go on the other side of that steering shaft. I'm looking down at the holes, and well, where I've got it at is in the right place. So, let's see if we get her back over. Problem is, I've got to get brought her back. Tricky when you're doing it by yourself. You know, you just try, do what you can. There we go. Keeps hanging up on that drive shaft, that's what it's doing. It comes down quick. My engine mount on this side is down on its place. The other side is not. It's all kind of twisted a little bit. So let me see if I can get a bolt into where I need to. Well, sorry I couldn't completely show you getting installed, but, or, yeah, putting in place, but I did eventually get it. Yeah, I'm running into an issue that when I got this back from the machine shop, this harmonic balancer was not on it. I put it on, and I should not have. So I believe it's going to have to be pulled off because I can't get at the nuts, you know, and most of the engines I've seen, the bolts go down in from the top. So if I get that balancer off, then I can easily put the bolts in from the top, and you can see the nut in there. The other side's even tighter, and yeah, it's an issue there. I can't even get a wrench on that nut, so, but it's in place, you know, and the back mounts are in place. You can see the hole there. I have not put a bolt in it because, as I mentioned, there is a mount. This is a screwy setup. This, you see that bolt sticking out there. Well, anyway, this cover that goes over the back of this, that has to go on first. And then you put your transmission mount on the same bolts, and then they fasten right down there in that hole there. And this is for your emergency brake. But I'm running out of time tonight, so I just wanted to get the engine in, and it's there. I'm not going to put the rear bolts in yet because the back of the engine is going to need jacked up in order to put that mount in there. And you can see how close I am on that unit there. That's the brake sender, and so that may have to come off and put one on at a right angle there for that. I don't know, but anyway, you can see where my clutch ended up. Let me bring you around. I'll walk around to that side. I pushed it all the way forward just so I could get it on because it was giving me fits. But yes, it just misses that. In fact, it hits it. So this steering box, as you can see here, I've got a lot of it sticking out. So I believe that goes in. If I push that in so this is almost touching the frame, that'll center this steering axle or steering shaft right between the two pedals. So I will do that. This is all, I'm just new. I've never done this. Took it all apart 9 years ago, so I do not remember a lot of stuff. And you can see that when I got it lined up. So we're good. So it's in, basically. It's not bolted down yet, but it's in. And that was quite an achievement. The trouble I was having too, I'll show you, was this battery box. Now when I purchased this battery box, when I bought the truck, it didn't have one. It was all rotted out. So I found one again on eBay that was supposed to fit. It does fit, but can you see how close that is right there? Yeah, that space, that end was hitting. You can see the transmission's all gouged up because it was hitting on that thing, getting it in place. So yeah, I don't know. The guy had to pull this thing out again. You just have to be aware of that, I guess. So, but anyway, I got the starter pedal on and I've got everything else assembled, so we're making progress. We're getting it. We just ain't got it yet. So, anyway, thanks for watching.